Alright, today on today's video, we're taking my 350Z and getting it professionally detailed by Dave's Mobile Detail. Now, Dave's the man when it comes to detailing stuff, especially in northern Utah and southern Idaho. What we're going to do, we're going to take my beaten 350Z and clean it up and make it look good. This car is filthy. Like some of you guys that follow my videos, you guys know I drift, I track. I drive this in the snow, I do everything with it, and I beat the absolute piss out of this car. The paint takes abuse from all these events. You know, driving behind other cars and tire smoke, you know, tapping plastic walls, you know, road salt in the snow and all that grime, and even dirt. You can see my car is filthy with mud because I'm a 16-year-old when it comes to parking lots. You know, on the track you get tire buggers thrown up at you. Just everything you can imagine that can happen to this car that can hurt the paint is happening to this car right now. So Dave, what are we going to be doing today to this car?
So today we're doing paint decontamination. So we're going to go through, get everything off, do a nice deep wash, do a clay bar treatment, and then after that's done, we're going to go back through and we're going to do a single stage polish. That way we can get everything out of the paint as best as we can, so you can go abuse it next year. And then we're going to lay down some protection on it. We're going to be laying down Optimum's OptiSeal. We're going to give him a good 6 month protection out of it, so that way he can get through the winter. Come springtime, we'll bring him back in, get it washed, and send him back out so he can re-abuse it. Doing this and going over all the little nooks.
Loosen up the dirt inside of there.
Yeah, that way once that polish starts kicking around, it doesn't kick everything out. It still happens, but try and minimize it as much as possible.
Right. Alright, so we were like just finishing drying after washing the car off. I want you guys to see how bad my hood is. I'm not sure the GoPro's picking it up. That is nasty. That is horrible. I already feel like the YouTube comments section just like burning up right now. Just like, what are you doing with your car? I'm using it.
Why do you want to get that? Didn't you hear wax, dumbass?
Okay, so we just finished washing the car. You guys, I just showed you guys like how bad the hood is. So what are we going to be doing next, Dave?
So we're going to be using NanoSkin's polymer dual action pad. So you can use it by hand or you can use it on your polisher. So we're going to go through and essentially do the clay bar on it with this. With these, it's a lot better than your regular clay because I can drop it on the ground and wash it off and go back to using it.
And so for those that don't know anything about detailing whatsoever, this step is to remove any contaminants on the paint that we can't see with the naked eye, but we don't want there when it comes to the other steps of detailing the car. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So he's got plastic on his hand right now, and you can kind of hear how dirty it is. Because you can't really see it, but it's filthy.
You can see it if you come to this side, and you can see what looks like divots in the paint, but
anyway,
so all that is all the ferrous metals, fallout from the sky, salt. Up here, because we use iron blades, that just comes right off, and that's where it all ends up.
Nice.
So when we go to clay it, you essentially shear it off and make it a nice smooth surface. That way when you start polishing it, it doesn't come out, and you end up with it on your pad doing more damage than good. Here is the Optimum no rinse. at the clay dilution. So what this is going to do is add the lubricant so you don't annihilate your paint even more. So you can hear it catching the contaminants as we go over it.
How often do you need to wash this out, or is it pretty far, or like does it have a big lifespan?
So with the polymer mitts or the pads, you get about 50 cars out of it.
Wow.
A little bit more, just depends on the size and how bad each car is. But you just want to go over it till you feel safe that it's not contaminated anymore. You want to do cross hatches too. Anything that you do with your paint, cross hatches is the way to go. Since we're gonna polish it anyways, we'll just do a demonstration of what not to do. So you don't want to go like that. You don't want to be Mr. Miyagi on your paint. As cool as it was growing up, Mr. Miyagi's not where it's at.
All right, so we're taking out the Super Tuner sticker just because we're going to be doing a different livery start of next year. So, still love Super Tuner. I'm wearing a shirt right now. But we're going to clean this off and also kind of show getting off the residue and all that stuff.
Putting it through like an extreme heat cycle, but it is what it is.
Honestly, let's leave it right here. So that way when I see some cute chicks on campus, I can just like pull the e-brake, do a 90-degree turn, and be like, sup. So we're using yellow microfibers, obviously, to keep it consistent with the theme of the car. In case you guys couldn't see it before, we just wanted to blind you with this hideousness of a hood. We're gonna fix it though. We got this. You can see it in Dave's face. He's not looking forward to this part. Let's just see everything, all of his expertise, and then see this. Yeah.
So it's gonna look perfect and brand new, right?
So we're just gonna cut to the clip of me going to the dealership and buying a 370Z. All right. So what are we using for this part here?
So we're using 3D's new product called One. It's hybrid compound and polish, clearly. And then we're gonna try a test spot first. This is McGuire's finish pad. That way we can get everything out as much as possible in one step without having to go back over it if we switch to a cut pad. Cut pad tends to leave a little more micro swirling to it, but then you just go over it with the polish and it's good to go. So let's see what this does. Turn it down first. So work your polish around. You want to do, basically you want to stay within your shoulder movement. So 2x2 as much as you want to do. So you can see it's still a little cloudy right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that just means that you do have clear coat failure in the early stages.
Oh boy.
But big difference.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you look at that. Oh. I want to believe my car looks like that. What it really looks like. Yeah. No one has to look close then. So, probably the worst hood you've seen. What do you suggest to people to prevent this from happening? Or what are some causes first, I guess?
So the cause on something like this is just due to the heat cycles. It's a black car, so you also get the engine heat, sun heat, everything just baking it. Number one thing you can do is keep a good wax or sealant on it. Just kind of depends where you live. Here, waxes don't really last, but maybe like 3 weeks or heat. And then in the winter, our lovely chemicals that they put on the roads. The sealant will hold up better to chemicals as well. So
So everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, basically.
Yeah.
On top of me not putting wax on, because I don't think I put wax on this car for a while, like not even spray wax.
Yeah, I mean, where you drive it like you do, I could just imagine the engine heat is consistent.
Yeah. Alright, so we just finished cutting the paint. What products do we use again for this?
So we use 3D products, new product called One, our original, with McGuire's finish pad. A couple areas we switched over to the cut pad on our Roots 15.
So, now, I'm still alive because the hood I brought to Dave is absolute trash. We got as best we could, but the rest of the car looks amazing. And unfortunately, there are things I could have done better to protect this paint, on top of how hot it gets. It's gone through so many heat cycles from being a black car in the sun to, you know, all the track days, drift events, all the things I do, adding even more heat to that hood. It just gets cycled so many times that the paint just, you know, it turns to crap, really. What can we do better in the future for other people that would help prevent that?
Protection. Optisil is one of the main products we use for that protection. It has UV protection in it as well as hydrophobic properties to help sheet water and do the almighty beating that everyone goes after.
So we're gonna go ahead and go seal this car now, and we're gonna get it all prepped for the winter time. This is he only had to do a single stage correction to get it to look like this. That's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna seal the car off now so that way it's protected for the winter. After that, we'll show off the car a little bit. We'll rip it through the snow this winter, maybe go to some rally events in this car, and we'll come back for springtime to protect it. Alright, we just finished cleaning up the car and detailing it. It looks amazing. I never thought my car could look this good, actually. So, Dave, what do we do today? Go through the process of what we did.
So we started off with the pre-rinse. We went over it with Optimum Power Clean. That'll help remove all the salt, road grime that's built up. I think your last track event was lovely, nasty UMC water.
Yes, plenty of grime from the Nitro Circus event.
After that, we did a foam bath. Started top to bottom, and then after that, we did the clay process. So that removes any ferrous metal, any fallout material, just day-to-day stuff from the air and the environment we live in. After that, we did the single stage correction. We put the single stage on day-to-day cars, real cars that are used and abused. That way it leaves some UV protection on the clear coat, and it's not wasting everyone's time and money going after perfection when clearly you can't get perfection with this anyways, and he's gonna go abuse it on his way home.
Saw a nice patch of snow out there. So some people might be asking why detail a car? Why put this effort into it before winter time? Why would you do that?
So the big thing is just the protection, and it gives you, with doing the paint correction, it gives you a fresh surface to start with. And then after we do the paint correction, we use, it's a wax and grease remover, and that pulls anything off from the polishing that's left on there from before or anything. And then when we do the paint sealant, it gives it the best longevity, and that'll keep it protected. It'll give you a clear coat, essentially another barrier.
So one thing I want to add also is it's really a beneficial investment to make into your car to detail it to this level. A lot of people, after working retail in the automotive business locally, a lot of people don't put a lot of care into their car's paint. And one reason that's bad is, you know, your car is probably the second biggest investment you're going to make in your lifetime. And the paint on your car is a reflection of that car's value. And with such a big investment made, wouldn't you want to keep that investment as healthy as possible, keep the most value into it? And that's where detailing to this level comes in. This not only takes care of the paint, it protects it, it makes it last longer, look better, and it really is a worthwhile investment. And I feel like at a point, if you ever try to sell a car, you can probably get another 10% out of the car's value just by having clean, taken care of paint alone. A lot of times your paint reflects how well the car is maintained in general as well. A lot of times when people say, oh, the car runs great, but it just needs paint, it's usually a lie. Usually that car's a piece. So, a lot of times if you want to reflect that your car is taken care of, you also take care of the paint as well. Do you agree with that? Or
yeah.
From your experience?
From my experience, we see cars that are just completely hammered and people have spent the time to get them fixed. And then they're like, well, crap, now it looks like crap. So they bring it back in and get it cleaned. The engine detail is a big one because people want to say, look, my engine's clean, and show that they've taken pride in it.
So it really is amazing that you can take a car that's seen so much abuse and still make it look pretty, make it look better than 50% of show cars out there, because a lot of them don't know how to take care of their paint. So, I just started a war in the comments right now.
I'm trying not to laugh because it's true. I stopped going to car shows for that exact reason. Is you go and, you know, Grandpa Bob's out there with his terry towel, wiping it, going Mr. Miyagi on it, and you can just see the scratches from where he's gone through it.
So if anyone is interested, anyone in northern Utah, how far is your range? Your shop's here in Tremont, Utah, yeah. And you do some mobile work during spring and summer?
In spring and summer we have mobile. When we're mobile, we don't really have a radius. We go wherever we're needed, as long as it's worthwhile.
Yeah, so if anyone in like California, you know, needs a detail, I mean, if you make it worth the while, I mean, he'll come to you, right? Like,
we're actually going to Vegas to do.
There you go. So anyone in Vegas, anyone watching in Vegas, you might be able to catch him. But for mostly a lot of people here in southern Idaho, Utah region, Dave is the man to go to for detailing. So I'm going to put a link in the description down below, and I'm going to pin a comment. That way you guys can go check out his work, you know, check out his social media handles as well, and maybe get hooked up with him sometime soon, get that paint protected. Anyway, Dave, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're going to slap some stickers on the car as well, and we're going to be taking care of this car's paint throughout this next race season. So everyone stay tuned, and I hope you guys like this video.